Tracing meridians around the 24-hour clock. So we know that every meridian has a time of day, a 2-hour time period when it's at its zenith, and that's the meridian we're going to start with. So it's about 3:30 now, so we're going to start in bladder time. Bladder time is from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Now before I start with bladder and go around the whole wheel, we always start with central and governing meridians first. There's no specific time associated with central and governing, so we're going to start and end with that. So central meridian starts at the pubic bone. You trace a line straight up and it ends below the bottom lip. Governing meridian starts at the tailbone. It goes straight up the back, and I'm going to reach my hand as far down as I can to catch it, bring it up over my head, and end it at the top lip. Now I'm going to start to trace my meridians around the wheel. So we're going to start with bladder, which once again has its high point between 3 and 5. Bladder meridian starts at the inside of the eyebrows, and I'm going to trace over my forehead, over the top of my head, down the back of my head and my neck, and then I'm going to reach up as high as I can and hug my spine on both sides and make a circle under the glutes. Then I'm going to reach up as high as I can, flatten my hands, and go over the glutes, hamstring, middle of the calf, and sweep off the pinky toe. Now we're going to do kidney, which is 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. So I'm going to kind of balance on the outside of my foot so I can reach the first point of kidney meridian, which is on the bottom of the foot right between the balls of the feet. I'm going to trace up to the bottom of my ankle bone and then do a little circle right behind my ankle. Come up the inside of the legs, and then I'm going to hug the midline. And when I get to the bottom of the rib cage, I'm going to come out an inch on both sides and go straight up and either rub or tap the kidney 27 points. Now we have 7 to 9 p.m., which is circulation sex. It starts at the side of the nipple, comes over the arm, then it goes down the middle of the bicep, the middle of the forearm, and off the middle finger. And now the other side. Side of the nipple, over the middle of the bicep, down the middle of the forearm, and off the middle finger. Now 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., triple warmer, which starts at the outer edge of the fourth finger. You're going to trace up the back of the hand, up the forearm, and go right over that big elbow bump. Over the upper arm, circle around the ear, and end at the outer edge of the eyebrow. Now the other side. Outside corner of the fourth finger, up the back of the hand, up the forearm, over the elbow bump, and then circle around the ear and end at the outside edge of the eyebrow. 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., gallbladder. This is a long one. You can do it nice and slow. Starts at the corner, the outside corner of the eyes, and you go down to the top of the ear, and then you're going to make a triangle on the side of the head. You're going to curve behind the ear, then you're going to come forward on the head to the eyebrow, and then you're going to go back on the head again to the top of the shoulders. You're going to scoop in front of the shoulder, come forward on the rib cage, back on the waist, and then you're going to go down the hip and the side of both legs and sweep off the fourth toe. And stay down there because we're going to do liver. Liver starts at the lateral aspect of the big toe, which is the side of the big toe closest to the second toe. Come up the foot and then curve to the inside of the legs. And then you flare out at the waist and end on the rib cage under the breasts. And you can give a little rub there as well. Liver is 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. Now we're going to do lung, 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. Lung starts just about an inch below the outside edge of the collarbone. Come up over the shoulder, and now you're going to catch the outer edge of the bicep down that outer part of the forearm in line with the thumb and off the thumb. Once again, an inch below that outside edge of the collarbone, the outside edge of the bicep, down the forearm in line with the thumb and off the thumb. Next, we have large intestine, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. This starts at the corner of the first fingernail, go up the first fingernail and up the forearm. It's on the forearm just where the darker part of the flesh starts, just where it starts to get a little hairier. Up the arm, come under the nose, and then it curves around to end at the side of the nose. Once again, corner of the nail of the first finger, up just where the skin starts getting darker, under the nose, and then around to the edge of the nose. Next we have stomach, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Stomach meridian starts on the orbit of the face, it's the orbit bone of the eye, in line with the pupil. You drop down to the jawbone and make a semicircle on each side and then go straight down the face and down the neck. Then you come out a bit on the clavicle, go straight over the nipple, come in a bit at the waist, out a bit at the hips, and you're going to hug the outside of the thigh, the outside of the knee and the calf, and sweep off the second toe. Now we're going to do spleen, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's the medial or inside aspect of the big toe. Come up the inside of the leg, go all the way up into the armpit, down 6 inches, and as long as you're there, give it a thump. Now we have heart, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Heart starts in the armpit, goes down that inside part of the bicep, down the forearm in line with the pinky, and off the pinky. In the armpit, down the inside of the bicep, down the inside line of the forearm in line with the pinky, and then off the pinky. Turn your hand over for small intestine, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. We're going to start at the outside edge of the pinky nail, go up this karate chop area, and you're going to go right over the funny bone, up the upper arm, and you're going to make a little triangle on the scapula. You're going to come to the hollow of the cheek, and it ends at the opening of the ear. The other side. Outer edge of the pinky nail, go up the karate chop, pass right through the funny bone, then you're going to make your little dippy triangle on the back of the scapula to the hollow of the cheek and the opening of the ear. And now we're back to bladder, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. We always end how we began. So once again, the inner aspect of the eyebrow, up over the eyebrow, over the top of the head, down the back of the head and the neck. Reach up and hug the spine, circle under the glutes, reach up as high as you can, and with a flat hand, go all the way down the back, over the glutes, hamstrings, back of the calves, and off the pinky toe. And just like we began before we even did the meridians, we're going to trace central, straight up from the pubic bone to the lower lip. We're going to trace governing from the tailbone up as high as we can, grab it with the other hand, up the neck, over the head, to the lower lip, and you have traced all of your meridians. Congratulations.